What's going on, everybody? It is Jake, back at it again for a beer review. So, I was going to make that meditation video today, but I have had a really long day. I am extremely exhausted, and I just do not have the energy to do that. So, I'm going to do that tomorrow or Sunday. So I was like, you know what? I might as well make a beer review. I might as well take this time where I'm just chilling, and I'm kind of like getting my resting my energy. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well make it useful. So we have a beer review that I was planning on doing yesterday, but I talked too much, so I ended up talking for an hour when I meant to talk for 10 minutes. That's nothing new. So today I'm gonna get into the beer review, and this beer I had it last night. Because even though I didn't do the review, I was like, whatever, I'm going to have it anyways. And man, this stuff is good, but this stuff is strong. So let me look up, because this year's edition is a little different than the past years. So that was another reason I wanted to do this, is I remember last year's Hoptimum, so I want to compare it and give it a good review. So let's see. Hope y'all are having a good night. Like I said, I have just been crazy busy today, so I am exhausted. I feel like going to sleep, and it is only 7 p.m. It's 7:30, and I'm someone where I stay up till like midnight usually. So man, I know I'm tired for a fact. But okay, Beer Advocate, let's go. Let's see what they have. And like I said, this is a really strong beer. So before I get into that, we have, and let me go back to my screen, Hoptimum 2017 edition triple IPA. So if you like double IPAs, you're gonna like a triple IPA. And always, as always, be careful, be mindful. Don't have a couple of these and drive, because it's not gonna go well. So this beer, ooh, you know what? You know what? They lower the alcohol percentage. No way. Unless it was always like this. It's always been 10%. So this is saying on the back here, I'll show y'all. It's saying 9.6%. Huh. So I wonder if they toned it down a little bit. That's really weird. But anyways, so Hoptimum 2017 edition triple IPA, Sierra Nevada. They are definitely not known to have the best beer. This is probably the only beer that is worth buying from them. My honest opinion, Sierra Nevada need to repackage themselves. They need to evaluate what they're doing, because they're just, like I said, not known to be a good beer company. I mean, it's not bad stuff, but I never would recommend picking Sierra Nevada over any of the other selections that you have, because it just doesn't do justice. So anyways, so Sierra Nevada, so obviously out of California, 9.6% alcohol, which, like I said, it's usually 10% or like 10.2 or whatever. So that's really weird that it's 9.6%. Interesting. So okay, description. A group of hopheads and publicans challenge our beer camp brewers to push the extremes of whole cone hop brewing. The result is this, and I gotta tell you, brewing with whole cones, it just makes it a crisp, refreshing, damn good beer. Absolutely. So, anyways, a 100 IBU whole cone hurricane of flavor. Simply put, Hoptimum, the biggest whole cone IPA we have ever produced. Excuse me. Aggressively hopped, dry hopped, and torpedoed, which honestly I don't know what torpedo means. Like with brewing beer, I don't know. Torpedoed with our exclusive new hop varieties for ultra intense flavors and aromas. Resinous new school and exclusive hop varieties carry the bold and aromatic nose. The flavor follows the aroma with layers of aggressive hoppiness, featuring notes of grapefruit, rind, rose, lilac, cedar, and tropical fruit, all culminating in a dry and lasting finish. And it's a very dry beer. Maybe too dry, I will say. Our brewers selected the finest, most flavorful hops, pushed them beyond their limits, and forged them into this all-new triple IPA. The reimagined Hoptimum is our hoppiest beer yet, providing a blend of tropical and citrus hop aroma that delivers a refined yet aggressive character. So that was from Beer Advocate. Let's see what other people say. My favorite, listen to this. They're making a claim, man. My favorite beer, period. Period, bro. Period. I don't care for the 2017 recipe, so they don't like the 2017 as well. Which, like I was saying, it did taste a lot better last year, so that's why I want to compare it. Pours a clear, bright orange color, nice, sweet, warm aroma with a little alcohol. I beg to differ. It's strong. Taste is smooth and warm and malty up front, but not overpowering. A little pine comes through in the end, but this is really about the malt, which you guys know I don't like. Bitterness is moderate, slight burn, but almost not present. So, okay, we can deal with that, and we can see what we come up with. And I know people probably think, oh, you shouldn't have, I want to just kind of say this. I know people think, oh, you shouldn't, have beer reviews when your channel's mainly spiritual stuff, which I understand that. But, I mean, if it ends up, being a thing where, like, people are just being swayed away or whatever because of that, I mean, that sucks. That's on them. But I kind of understand. But when you're dealing with so much spiritual work all the time, you really, we're still here in the 3D. You still got to ground. You still got to do your stuff. You're here, so it's like, you kind of have fun with being imperfect. So that's why I do beer reviews, yeah, it's not the most positive thing, but I personally enjoy it, and I am here, and this is my channel. So it's kind of like, I'm bringing something different to the table, and you don't see other people, doing this kind of stuff with the spiritual channel. But again, I didn't start out making spiritual videos. I didn't think I was going to make spiritual videos. This started out as a craft beer channel and talking about like wrestling and random other things. So, this channel started because of this. I got my first like 30 subscribers because of the beer stuff. So it's like I'm not gonna back down from that. If I decide to make a different channel and then do beer stuff, yeah, I will, obviously make an announcement, tell you guys, do all that kind of stuff. But as for now, I'm just going to keep it as one channel. And I've asked other people, and they're like, honestly, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're like, well, why are you asking me? Kind of like, it's up to you. So for right now, I'm just going to stick to having one channel. And having one channel is already a lot of work as it is. This is a lot of work to do YouTube. So keep it easy on myself, man, Anyways, I wanted to throw that out there, so I just feel like I had to say that. God, that's strong. Ooh, okay, so this beer is already, it already is coming off kind of like palate wrecker. Palate wrecker from the smell, and it's a lower percentage than this beer. Palate wrecker from the smell comes off as I'm drinking a huge hop bomb. This is going to be a crazy night, like just, That's basically what I'm getting from this beer. It's extremely strong. I'm really happy that I only have one left, because, man, like, this beer is very, very strong. But I'm getting hops, intense malt, a little pine, not really citrus. The body of the beer is so strong that you can't really get the citrus note out of the smell, Can't really smell the citrus with this because there's such that big punch of hoppiness, the high percent in the alcohol, the bitterness, the malts. I mean, it packs such a punch you can't really get everything from the smell. Yeah, I mean it's very hoppy, extremely hoppy. I couldn't even tell you all the hops in this because it's just a big old blend. Maxed up, just souped up beer basically. So let's get into it, guys. Salute. Oh yeah. Oh God, I wasn't ready for that. Oh, that's some bitter beer, man. Jeez. If you guys are like me and you like the bitterness, if making this face, you know, because of a beer is what you like, then you are in for a treat, guys. But I can already tell you, compared to the 2016, I don't like this as much. The 2016 is better, definitely. Because I had this again last night, I already kind of knew that. But 2016 was a lot better than this, for sure. Wow. I think I'm getting like Simcoe, Cascade. So, okay, Simcoe, Cascade, extreme bitterness, a little bit of malt, and a boozy taste. So, that may not wrap up to sound like it's a good beer, but this is an amazing beer. This is a beer that you want to sip. You don't want to drink too fast. Because my palate is so used to the strong beers, I drank my first one last night way too fast and just did not go well. I instantly got warm, like really warm, and I was like, shit, like, I don't know. Just you gotta be careful with this stuff because this is some strong beer, man. I'm getting a little bit of a apricot pear. You know, like this really isn't a citrus type of beer. If you're looking for a beer where you're looking for grapefruit, the lemon, the citrus, you know, all that kind of good stuff, you're not going to find it in this beer. Absolutely, you're definitely not going to. Because, like I said, of how strong this beer is coming across, it's not, I mean, it's a well-balanced beer, but at the same time, some of the things are overpowering. Because I'm just not getting that, like, usually I'll be like, okay, there's orange, there's pineapple, there's a little bit of lemon, or there's a lime, or there's the grapefruit, the peach, mangoes. And you can't really get that with this beer because of how strong it is. But I'm getting more of a pear. It's not sweet, it's like a bittersweet. So if you like bittersweet stuff, I mean, I don't usually, but if you're in a bittersweet, this is for you. But the booziness really isn't that bad. Palate Wrecker, I know I'm comparing two completely different beers, but this reminds me of Palate Wrecker. Palate Wrecker was lower in percent and it was harder to drink. So I will give Sierra Nevada the credit for that. This is easier to drink and it's stronger, so they did good on masking that really strong booziness. It's still present, but not nearly as much. But I'm really liking how bitter this is, and this is hard to describe, but because I know the difference, like in the taste with like the whole cone hopped, you know, beers like they were talking about, which I forgot about this beer because I drink this beer once a year, so like I completely forgot about that. But I can really taste that smoothness, I'm really trying to think of how to describe the taste of like the whole cone hops and then just the regular hopped beer with like the pellets or whatever. Like this is just crisper. It's not coming off too strong. It's coming off just right. And because this is a dry beer, it does help make it easier to drink with like the whole cone taste with the dry finish. But the thing about dry finishes is a lot of beers with a dry finish will leave you, to me, and this is just my personal opinion, I believe with me, I find I feel more like dehydrated after I have a high percent dry beer. I feel very dehydrated, or it gives you that like bad taste in your mouth just really quickly. And you kind of get like I don't want to say dry mouth, but it does that to you, if that makes sense. So that's one thing I don't like about this beer. It kind of gives that with the dryness. You know, like I'm not a big fan of the dry hop beer, so it's whatever. It's really not that important, to be honest. But anyways, so with the fruits, it's pears, apricot. Let's see what else. And definitely looks like it's unfiltered. By doing the little test, it looks unfiltered, but I don't know. I could be wrong because it's so it's almost 10%. Usually those beers are darker anyways, so it could just be that it's a strong beer. But I'm really I'm trying to get the fruits, and I'm not. I'm getting more of that cereal malt, which I've told you guys I dislike, but cereal malt, kind of like when, and I know I've used this example before, I don't like Lucky Charms. I never liked it as a kid, but I had to learn to not like it, by trying it. And it tastes like when you have like the Lucky Charms, or when you have the cereal where like all the sweet parts are gone and then you just have that bland crap, That's what this kind of tastes like with the malt, like that cereal malt. Oats maybe, which I'm not a big fan of, but that's what it tastes like. Not the breadcrumb. Yeah, no, not the breadcrumb. This definitely doesn't have a breadcrumby, decent yeast and malt ratio, if that makes sense. It's just more on the malt side, basically. So, it's okay, But I'm trying to think of other ways to describe this beer, and I really can't because of how strong it is. If this beer was like 8%, I'd probably be able to pick up a couple more things, but there's really just not too much in this. It's really good though. I mean, if you like extremely bitter beer that is it's a very tall beer, it's a very full body beer. So if you're like me and you really enjoy those beers, you're gonna enjoy this. But this is not something that I would drink all the time because it's just too strong to be drinking that much. This is something that you want to have on occasions, not weekly or whatever. And a little bit of pine, like yes but no. This pine is a hop cone pine, and that may be where the whole cone hop process also takes place. It has an effect in the taste. Probably. It's very, very bitter. A little bit of pine, but the pine's being masked by the overwhelming hoppiness and bitterness of this beer. Out of everything that I have described, the bitterness is probably the strongest. This is a bitter beer, like you're gonna want to sip this, absolutely. And I believe it came in a 6-pack. I forgot. I think it came in a 6-pack. So definitely don't want to drink all these. Probably like 3 at the most, and then call it a night because it's some very strong beer. But this is a really good beer. I like having beers like this every once in a while, like I said, because I've been just going and getting whatever beers lately, and I kind of just got tired of the usual go-to stuff. So I was like, you know what? Like, I specifically had this in mind when I went to the store. I was like, hey, I actually want something that, is going to stand out for the first time in a while. So I purposely got this beer. And a 6-pack was, what was it? $14. So $14 for a 6-pack of some, 9 point, I'm going to call it 10, 9.6, 10% beer. Really, really good, strong beer, though. Hey, man, that's not bad. That's not a bad deal at all. So to review this beer and give it a score, I think I'm going to give this beer an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Even though it kind of lacks in some departments because it's so overwhelming in its strength. Even though it has that, it's still a really good beer. I'm enjoying this beer. I really am. If I had more, I would have it, but I don't. But this is a very enjoyable beer, very good. If you're a beer connoisseur and you're like me and you kind of like want to keep trying in the strengths and go up and you can take it, definitely go get this beer, man. But if you're someone where you like the 7% or just regular beer, and you're not really a big fan of the strong stuff, then I absolutely don't recommend this because you're going to be absolutely miserable. I don't want to get heat here, but I've noticed that a lot of women like I don't know any woman that likes craft beer. So like, I'm not trying to be mean, but I can just totally see like I remember my last relationship, I'd have her try certain beers because I knew she didn't like them, so it was just funny for me. So I don't know why I was just thinking of like a girl trying this and just absolutely being disgusted, but someone like me being like, but this tastes amazing, this tastes awesome, you know. It's a very, very good beer, very refreshing, very refreshing. Just don't have too much of it, or else you're gonna need to be refreshed the next day. So 8 out of 10, guys. Sierra Nevada, Hoptimum, triple IPA. Oh yeah, and I always read what it says on here. So distinguished yet devilishly hoppy. Ooh, so interesting. Okay. Alrighty, guys. 8 out of 10. Like I said, Sierra Nevada, Hoptimum, triple IPA. Within this beer, you're gonna get excessive amount of hops. I'm talking excessive amount of hops. Extremely bitter. It's probably like 115 IBUs, just guessing off the top of my head. Even though you're only going to be able to taste 103 of it. But probably 115 IBUs, extremely bitter. The malt is kind of strong, so it's more of that cereal malt. Like I said, I personally don't like. You're not going to get the yeast or the breadcrumb crumminess, which I like to use that word. You're not going to get that like breadcrumb taste in this beer. But the hops are just very overwhelming, and so if you are a hop fanatic, absolutely go get this beer, guys. Very, very good, just not as wide ranged in the flavors and the aromas that I personally would like. So that's a really good way to put it. But absolutely, guys, go get this beer. I mean, it's a very, very good beer. Very good. Yeah, the 2017 isn't as good as the 2016, but it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth to try this beer. It's very good. So I would recommend it for you guys. That's why I'm doing this video. So I am gonna go. I hope you all have a good night. Hope you guys are enjoying all my videos, the spiritual stuff, the beer reviews, whatever. Anything else you guys want me to cover, let me know. I'm already gonna do that meditation video. So I'm gonna go relax for the first time in a while. I haven't done that in a while. I need to just like chill out and not constantly be like doing the YouTube stuff, you know. Like I want to be here every day, but I'm always in that mode. Like I have to do YouTube. Like I'm living my life, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, I have to get to this. I have to do this. And it's like, man, I'm here forever. You know, if I take a day off, it's not. You guys aren't gonna go away. So I overthink things all the time. You guys will probably see that in the future. So thank y'all. I am gonna go. Have a good night. Be safe. Peace. So, I guess. Take care.